Hey everybody, my name is Dr. Shah. I am the founder of Inspire Chiropractic. This is something new, something different that we are going to start doing. A lot of you guys have been following us for a very long time on our social media, and you guys have noticed that we just recently started really posting a lot about pediatrics and some of the work that we're doing. And I just wanted to come on and just share some thoughts with you guys so that way you guys can see kind of what's going on. Not really sure which direction this video is going because literally this is my talking points for today. So I just want to make sure that I talk about what I want to talk about. Uh, I really just wanted to start off by apologizing to all of our parents out there because I believe that Inspire has been really selfish with our knowledge, our results, our expertise, because for full transparency, I believe I had been practicing kind of out of fear, where I didn't know what people would think about what we were doing. We didn't want to worry about the public. I mean, you guys are on social media. You guys know how it is. And the work that we just started doing for our kids, it felt like it was becoming very popular in our practice and everybody was talking about it. Uh, but we weren't really just public about it. You guys kept watching us win awards and everybody doesn't really know what we're doing. Well, the reality was that I was just so worried about what people might think about what we were doing that I forgot that this is not for us. Chiropractic and the neurologically focused chiropractic work that we're doing for the kids in our office is not for me. It's for you guys. I have a kid myself, and God bless, he's doing really, really well himself. But there are plenty of parents out there whose children are struggling, and as a consequence of that, the parents are struggling. And so yeah, I just can kind of just really wanted to share insight to our practice, why we're becoming very vocal, because I feel like our message is now just far too important and we have to become very vocal about it, as Inspire has started to specialize in neurodivergent kids and really help these parents out, what we like to call through the perfect storm, which is a work of Dr. Tony Ebel's pediatric experience. We want to give shout outs wherever whoever's work we're using. So that's the work that we brought to Dallas, and we're having incredible results with it. So one of the things that we're seeing a lot in our office is children who are struggling with neuro dysregulation, which can manifest itself in a lot of different ways. Whether it be, these children are wet in the bed at night. These children have, seizures, whether we're seeing motor stims or vocal outbursts or just emotional dysregulation. And what we're seeing over and over again is these parents who have just tried everything, especially if you have things like, whole body apraxia, whether, you're seeing an OT or a PT and all the different things. So a lot of times these parents, when they're reaching out to us, they've tried everything and then they start working with us and then they start having these incredible results. But once again, what we have been doing and not doing at Inspire is just keeping the secret. So we just don't want to do that anymore. So I just wanted to kind of just come on and formally introduce myself. I'm Dr. Shah once again with Inspire Chiropractic. I have a background in behavioral neuroscience, and then we started doing chiropractic and we started really expanding the neuro side of chiropractic, because chiropractic itself has two separate lenses that a lot of chiropractors started to dive between, figuring out which way they want to go. Our specialty is neurologically focused chiropractic care, where we basically help the nervous system get optimized. What that really means for parents is that the children stop wetting the bed. And that's something that's becoming very predictable in our office and something that we can pretty much, put our hat on. And that's really what I wanted to just come out and just introduce myself. I don't even know how long this video is going to be, and I hope you guys kind of listen through and enjoy. I've been doing this work since, I opened my practice in about 2021. But I've been seeing patients since 2018, and when I started first seeing patients, I remember the results we were having already were far greater than what I thought chiropractic could do for people. And then what we started doing is really optimizing it and really zoning in on figuring out, okay, well, what is the damage actually coming from? So one thing that our parents will tell you is when we do a consult with our parents, we do a really deep dive in so we can figure out what's really going on, because a lot of times what we're starting to see with the kids that we're working with is there's a lot of birth trauma involved, whether it's complications during pregnancy, before pregnancy, stressful pregnancies, whether they're having, complicated births with, too much intervention. Sometimes intervention's good, sometimes it's not. And we're watching these children when they're born. A lot of times they have upper cervical damage, especially around the brainstem area, and then it just leads to this cascade of events that a lot of times start off kind of minimal. This children's not, whether they're not feeding properly, whether they're having, not as many bowel movements when they first start off. But as time progresses, these issues start to cascade and build upon each other. And now these children have greater and greater problems. So one thing that we really do at Inspire is trying to figure out, okay, well, where did the original injury occur? What is the original injury? What systems is it affecting? So from there, we can take it and allow the nervous system to heal itself. Because one thing that we just want to go on record and say is, we're not the healer. He's the healer, right? And what we try to do is basically take stress away from the system so the system can heal. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of just introduce myself. That I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up. I think I'm running out of my talking points. That's just 3 things that I wanted to talk about. And you guys are gonna start seeing this long format in a little bit. We have a great social media team now. He's doing great work. Our team is on mission. We're having such good time. So we're gonna start posting these pretty regularly. And what you guys will start noticing is that there's gonna be more and more content that's coming out. This content is for parents. It's not really for other chiropractors, although we know there's a lot of chiropractors that follow our page and a lot of chiropractic students, so y'all can learn from us. But we are gonna keep it very simple. We're gonna keep it very conversational. We're gonna keep it, I don't like using too many fancy words, because when we're talking to parents, you guys are living through this, so we wanna make sure that we do the listening and not more of the talking. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for, if you made it this far. I just wanted to just come on and say hi. Thanks, everybody.